me again. I missed you. You remember me, right? I'm not only there at night.
Oh my god.
I'm here.
Let's go. Let's go.
I control you, just as in a game. But don't try to fight me back. You can't break me. Try it, and you shall see.
Got him.
I'm back. Boom.
Yo, welcome back to another Mecha Break Beginner's Guide. Today we have Panther over here. Now, Panther is a very interesting character. He is in a sense like a lion, in a sense where you really want him to stand back and then pounce. That's how I seem to use him in my gameplay. I tend to look for those certain characters that I can easily pick off, like your snipers, your healers. Even you can even get for the Falcon too. We're gonna be talking about some of the abilities, but I think overall he's a really solid character, and I see why a lot of people do like him. But there is some things you have to keep in mind when playing him, and we're gonna be talking about that in this video. So let's go ahead and go over his kit. Now, going over his kit real quick, your main weapon is your javelin. Now, your javelin, you can charge this javelin, you can tap it. The longer you charge it, there is 2 extra bars you can fill up. The longer you charge it, the further you'll be able to thrust yourself. And whoever you do thrust yourself, you can pin it. You can stagger them and pin them, which will do some good damage. Keep in mind, you also have your secondary ability, which in this case, your secondary weapon in your case is your shield. So if you are trying to go after a character that is shooting you, you might be able to remember that you have a shield that you can put in front of you as you're shooting you to be able to protect you from the damage you're taking, and then still javelin up as well. What's really good is you can actually, depending on the scenario, you can actually have your shield out while you're going in for the javelin thrust, and swap out your shield and go into your first ability, which your first ability is called Shield Blade. To me, this is like an energy blade. It reminds me of Halo's legendary weapon because it looks like it, but it also has that thrust factor into it where you could close that gap and get onto someone and do some crazy damage. What's really solid that a lot of people don't know is that this energy weapon ignores your opponent's shield, so you can go right for health directly. Forget about they have a lot of shields and defense. You're going right for their HP. On top of that, you can also do some dashes while you're doing this as well. You should probably be seeing up here in a little bit. It should be doing some dashes. There's a dashes right there. You can do those dashes. I tend to do those dashes specifically when I'm attacking someone, when they're trying to face me and anything like that. I start to do those dashes while they are adjusting themselves to pivot them and really throw them off their balance in a sense. So that's when I kind to use that. But keep in mind that this is an energy sword, and this is also a dash that you're using, which also consumes energy. So you will be burning through your energy if you are using this ability and also dashing at the same time. But what's really good is that your second ability, you have 3 stacks of these. You can use this 3 times. You have to wait to it to replenish, but you can regenerate energy and also shields as well. So you get 45% energy and you also get 35% shields. And this is immediately. So if you are burning through this, you can pop 2 and get back to 100%, give or take. So this is a time where when I have all 3 stacks, I tend to go in, do some damage, dodge, use my energy sword, dodge, energy sword. You try to do that back and forth, and as you keep using to your energy, activate a couple of them. By the time you're on your third one is really, you want to use it as your emergency get out of there pretty much. That's when you really want to do that. By the time you get to your third one, your first one should be almost off a cooldown. So you should have technically a fourth one in a sense, but you want to be careful when you're doing you're going in, that you know how many stacks you have. There's so many times where I've gone into a fight and not remembering how many stacks I was currently in. So just keep that in mind when it comes to using this. Now, last but not least is his third ability. His third ability is called Reinforced Complex Shield. It's 26,000 protection on your shield. It covers you from melees, it covers you from bullets and stuff like that. But keep in mind one very important thing. There are weapons in this game, just like this Panther weapon, that can penetrate shields and not just straight up ignore them and go right to health. So keep that in mind. Now, you might be wondering, who does that? Well, this character right here, Anise. Now, this character, I didn't really play this character. The first few times I played it, and then I ended up swapping to someone else. And I didn't really give this a shot and didn't realize that this actually has the javelin that will also eat through someone's shields and goes right for the HP. So keep this in mind when you're fighting as a Panther, when you're fighting a character like this, or anyone that also burns through your shields and just goes right to HP. Keep that in mind. You might be in a losing battle if you're not careful. Now, they also have a shield as well, so choosing your battle wisely is very important. Now, looking at this specifically as you're playing with Panther. Now, Panther does have like an ice skating kind of move to it. But like I said, when I'm playing with Panther specifically, I tend to try to hang back a little bit, see who my opponents are, who's lingering, and then pounce on that specific character. Like I said, when it comes to the javelin, you already know, like I mentioned, that you can hold it. The longer you hold it, the further you go. This is really far, so you'll be able to cover a lot of ground if you needed to, even further than what that character was set for. So keep that in mind. Now, like I mentioned before, you can actually have your shield up, block some damage, and also charge as well. Boop.
Shield deactivated.
But what you can also do is put your shield up, charge it, and if you are no longer needing it and you want to go in for an energy sword instead, while you're charging it, while you're actually charging, you can switch it up.
Unavailable now.
As you saw, I switched from my shield right to the energy, and I went right for that. And as you saw, I'm literally eating through that. All right. So, next thing is your second ability. Like we mentioned, you can gain some shield back, but also gain some energy back. So as we use our energy, as we start to use it, and we're going to regen. Now, I don't need to use it. By the time I use it, it's already popping up. But just to show you, I'm going to use it this time. Boom. As I started doing some dodges, I ended up eating through my energy more and then needed to press 2. So let's go ahead and show you guys the energy dashes too.
Energy low.
As you saw, I used 2, but I was able to keep my energy all the way up. Like I said, you can go in for the kill and then escape, and you save that last one for when you need to escape and you need to keep using your jets to get out of a situation. And your third ability is pretty much a shield, like you said. You can cover from almost all sides for yourself, and you're pretty solid. So all the sides you're good, and then you can activate your main shield to cover your front. So you're pretty much covered almost all 360 degrees.
Shield deactivated.
And that's pretty much it. Tell me down below what you guys think about Panther. Is Panther one of your favorite? Panther is a very interesting character. I prefer Welkin because I like Welkin's ability to be able to box people out, put a shield up as well. And on top of that, you're able to blind things so that you don't have to be targeted. I think overall, I do like Welkin's kit a little bit better than Panther, but I know Panther in the right hands can be really, really solid. But again, let me know down in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Panther? Do you guys like Panther? Do you not like Panther? Did you guys know that you can actually burn through people or ignore people's shields and go right to HP? Because that was something I had to learn in mid-fight, and that was a kind of painful to deal with. But that is it. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.